By name, I'm Alphine Sindala. I'm 24. I'm a mother of a 6-year-old, and I'm here to tell you my story. Yeah, my story about motherhood, how it came about, how I've been handling it, and so forth. So, I was only 17 by then. It was in 2015. Let's say that I was dating a guy, because it was dating. Though I was still young, I actually didn't know what love was. So if you ask me today if I would go back to that relationship, I'll tell you no, because I didn't know what love was. I actually didn't understand myself by then, but it was okay. I got pregnant on the 4th of November 2015. Then one thing led to the other. I was in Nairobi by then, so I had to travel from Nairobi, not because I was pregnant, but due to some other situations, other things I can't mention. But I had to move from Nairobi back home. Actually, I didn't know I was pregnant by then. I traveled home, stayed home for some time. I lost communication with the guy. We were not talking. I didn't have a phone. You know, in Nairobi it was easy because we would see each other more often. But I'm here at home. I don't have a phone. We don't talk. Though I had his number, but the way I could access a phone so that we can talk was not easy. So we lost track of communication for a while. Here, there was something growing in me I didn't know. In January 2016, I had to move from home to my shoes place. I went there. Then I think it was March 2016, I started getting sick. I didn't know the problem. I went to the hospital. The first time I went to the hospital, they didn't ask me anything to do with pregnancy. They only asked of if I've traveled. Yeah, that's the only thing I can remember. They got nothing. After the test, they got nothing. So I went back home that day. There was this headache. I was vomiting. There was diarrhea. I didn't know what was wrong with me. But someone advised me to go to a certain public hospital because I used to go to a private hospital. So I went to a public hospital somewhere in Oyugis. The nurse I found there was a Muslim. She asked me, "Baby girl, how are you?" "I'm fine." "What do you think might be the problem?" "I don't know." "Have you tested for malaria?" "Yes, I have." "When was the last time you saw your period?" I was shocked. I didn't answer that. So she told me I need to get tested for malaria and pregnancy. Malaria was negative. Shock on me, there was pregnancy. What? In some way, I was happy. But considering what my parents would say, what my sister, my elder sister would say, she used to advise me every now and then to not get pregnant, to not follow the path she followed. But there I was, pregnant. I wasn't even sure of the months, but if I counted from the last time I had sex with a man, they were close to 5 months. And so that day I went back home confused. I didn't know where to start from. I'm only 17. I have nothing at hand that can take care of a kid. I didn't have a phone so that I can tell the dad. I was there confused. I was so confused, but I collected myself. There was a time, there's a certain day I sat down and told myself that things are going to be okay. That day I sat down. There's a tree in front of my shush's house. So I sat there thinking how I was going to go about this. Confused. When I look back home, there's nothing that can sustain us. But I promised myself one thing, it's going to be okay. And that pushed me. It really pushed me. No one knew I was pregnant. Not my mom, not my siblings, not even my shush. No one knew I was pregnant. I kept it to myself. Then there's a time my sister came and she asked me if I can go stay with her. I agreed because I didn't want problems. My grandma is something else. She's something else. So I didn't want problems with her. I had to go with my sister. The journey now began. I'm 5 months pregnant. I'm living with my sister. She doesn't know. When I reached 6 months, now neighbors started talking, telling my sister, ask your sister, is she pregnant? My sister does not know anything. So one day, she called me. She told me to sit beside her. She started asking. I had to tell her the truth. Because this is pregnancy. I can't hide it forever. And I live with her. I had to tell her. I opened up, told her everything, how it happened. The only advice my sister told me, that I wait for her. She'll be back. That's not even an advice. I don't know how to call it. She went outside, made a call, then came back. Then she told me, tomorrow we'll leave very early in the morning. We'll go somewhere. Then I had to ask, well, where are we going? And I insisted on it. Then she told me, I've arranged with a certain doctor. You're going to do an abortion. Abortion? Did I tell you I needed an abortion? I wasn't ready for that. And ever since the day I found out I was pregnant, abortion never crossed my mind. Never. And there's no day I sat down regretting. No day. Not even a single minute. We collided with my sister about the abortion thing. But at the end of the day, she told me that it's your life. You can do whatever you want with it. The only thing is, don't come back begging for help. I laughed. I didn't even answer that. The day afterwards, things. My sister changed. She turned into something else. But I'm there living in a house. I don't pay rent. I don't buy food. I'll eat. Do everything she told me. I used to do everything. Even if she'll tell me to wake up at 3 o'clock, I will wake up because I don't have anywhere to go. And in Luo, you can't be pregnant and stay in your mother's house. It's not right. So this is where I could stay. I accepted my situation, and months. Then on one fateful day, I called the man using my sister's phone. Then I told him there's a problem. He asked me what's the problem and how I've been doing all these months since there was no communication between us. I had to tell him what the problem was, and I told him I was pregnant. Then the question he first asked, are you sure it's my kid? Are you sure you're pregnant for me? I hung up the call. He kept calling till a certain day. I accepted the call, picked it, we talked. Then he told me his reasons for acting that way, and I understood him. He was good. He used to send me money for shopping. I was ready. Actually, I was ready for the kid. I was ready because by 7 months, everything, I had bought everything. Everything was ready. I was really yearning for this blessing. I was really waiting for that kid. Everything, I had bought everything. Everything was ready. So 9 months came about. Actually delivered when I was almost turning 10 months. Now people were asking, this a normal child? Because a pregnancy lasts for 9 months, but mine passed. Then one day on a Sunday, was it on a Sunday? Yeah, on a Sunday evening, I started, I didn't understand what it was. Then on Monday morning, I told my sister. Then she took me to a certain hospital. There is where I delivered. Normal delivery. I was happy mostly to see that I had given birth to a boy. Wow. That was, I don't know, I can't even tell how it was, but I was really happy. Really happy. I called the dad, told him. Things were still okay. Then after 1 month after delivery, things went south. No calls from the man. Everything changed. And I was wondering, what's the problem? I said maybe he'll come back. Then I started hearing rumors that the man is married. Now, so there's one day I called and insisted why he had, where we lost, what was the problem as to why he couldn't call anymore. Then he told me he had married. You are here, 18 years, the father to your son is married, you don't know, yani, you don't know. But my son kept me pushing. My son, I don't know. That man is my pillar. It was hard for me, really hard, to accept that the man was married. But all in all, it's life. Life had to go on. Things were tough because when my son turned 3 months, I had to leave my sister's place. I had to start my own life. Things were not easy. They were not at all. They weren't easy. But I usually, every time I woke up, I told God, it's me, you, and my son. Make sure by the end of the day, my son does not lack. Make sure by the end of the day, I don't lack. Make sure by the end of the day, my son does not fall sick. God was faithful. He was faithful. There's no day I took my son to the hospital and found out that he was ailing from any disease. They were just this normal sickness for kids. Normal. God was really faithful to us. And we fought through. I almost gave up at some point. I remember in 2017, December, that's when things went sour. Everything turned, the world, everything. You don't have friends. You don't have relatives to talk to. Because actually the relationship between me and my mom, we're not close. We are not close. Even the relationship between me and my sister, we are not close. It's me and my son. I had no one to talk to. I had no one to turn to. I got into depression and fought through it alone. It was really hard, but we got over it. And I'm here as a living testimony that things can work. And seeing my son right now, he just turned 6 last month, and he's my walking blessing. My son is my everything. There's no day I'll stand and tell a person that I don't have a kid. No day. No day. That man is my everything. And I live because of him. In the middle of 2018, I did the things due to the depression, and there's a day I almost lost it. I took my son and a knife. I almost did it, but my son asked me, Mami, unataka kufanyia nini kisu? Hey, that one broke me. I knelt down that day and asked God, if it's you who gave me this blessing, fight for us. I couldn't go on anymore. I couldn't. It was tough. Because the friends I had, if you hear what they were saying, that huyu sasa nenda wapi na mtoto. Mothers in the church talking. But going to a new environment, it really helped me. It really helped me. I got to meet new friends. I got to meet new people. And it really helped me. I'm here. I want to talk to that girl I don't need to talk to ladies. I need to talk to that girl. Getting pregnant at a young age isn't the end of the world. You can go on. You can. If I did it, you can. People sometimes ask me, how did you get? You're 24. How comes your son is 6 years? Yes, I got pregnant at 17. I'm not even afraid to say that. I got pregnant at 17. And I'm proud of it. I'm really proud of it. And I'm proud of my son. Really proud of him. Getting pregnant at a young age isn't the end of the world. You can do it. Let no one advise you to take abortion. Maybe that's the only seed you have. You don't know. Maybe that kid will be your breakthrough someday. You don't know. Don't let someone push you to things you're not comfortable with. Deliver. Fight for your kid. Let that child be your mirror. When you wake up every day, you're looking at his face or her face, tell yourself that, baby, it's me and you. We'll get through this. We'll fight this together. Things will be okay. Sooner or later, I'm here happy. I'm in a stable relationship. It doesn't hinder me because I have a kid. My things are going on well. Though there's a story behind. Before me getting pregnant, there's a story I don't want to talk about today. But there's a story because when you listen to this, when you watch this, you'll ask yourself, a 17-year-old is supposed to be in school, but I was not. But I don't want to talk about that today. Maybe for another day. But I'm here. My things are going on well. I have my papers. It didn't stop me from going back to school, doing what I wanted to do. It didn't. The society might say a lot. People will talk. People must talk. And they will talk. But by the end of the day, it's you. Sit down and make your own decision. If you're not comfortable with the pregnancy, do whatever you want. If you're comfortable, don't let anyone tell you that you can't do it. You can, and you will. And don't sit down saying that since I got pregnant at this certain age, I must get married. No, who told you? Who told you that pregnant girls must be married? Who's that lying to you? I'm here. I have my own son. I'm not married and I'm okay. I'll get married when I want. Don't let anyone lure you to early marriage because of pregnancy. Don't. You have all the rights to stand against that and tell that person that I'm not ready for marriage. You have all the rights. Be you. Fight for you. And things will be okay. Okay. At this point, somewhere in 2020, when my son was almost starting school, I was also in school. I didn't have the resources, the necessary resources to take him to school, but I really tried where I could. So I looked for the man. Though he didn't disappear after him getting married, he didn't disappear. He came back We used to talk. He used to send what he had, and he was there. Actually, I can't say that he abandoned us. He didn't. He has been there all through, giving me advice. And when my son was almost starting school, I had to tell him. He accepted. It's his son. He can't do anything about it. And he's the one paying my son's school fee. And right now, due to some things I cannot talk about, but we all know that lawyers don't leave their kids outside. Yes. My son is with him. I'm comfortable with that. I have my life. He's been supporting. I can't say that he abandoned us. He didn't. He's been supportive. He has. Even right now, my son is comfortable with him. He is really comfortable with him. Though they didn't meet when my son was still young, he only saw him before my son turned 1 year. But they are catching up. The bond, I'm seeing the bond tightening. To the ladies outside there, when you're breaking this news to the man, don't be harsh. Be sweet. Be gentle. I think before reaching that point of getting pregnant for a man, you already know your man. You already know the person you're dealing with. Just be gentle. Say it softly. If the man is understanding, he will. And if the man was ready, he will take care of you. But to these other ones, they'll just go and never look behind. And there is where your eyes open that it's you. You have to work to provide for your kid. That kid won't eat stones. You have to work. Since the man is not supportive, you have to work. And to men outside there, if you're not into the lady, please don't make ladies pregnant. Please. If at all it has come, you can consult each other. If you two, both of you are not ready, there's that one option I don't want to talk about. Pills is only 100, but pills messed me up. Don't. I can't advise a lady to use pills. It messed me up. It really messed me up. Because I was comfortable, I was given. The man went and brought me pills. I took them blindly. I didn't even know what that was. But pills messed me up. Anyway, it's your option. You can wait until it messes you up. But think about it. There's free condom. You can go to the chemist and buy for 50 shillings. Ladies, carry your... If you're not comfortable with the man, if you see that the man I'm dating can't take care of me, if in case anything happens, carry your own condom. I can't advise you to use pills. Don't. Carry your own. I can't also advise you as a young lady who has not given birth to use family planning. Everything has side effects. The effects will show up sooner or later. The only thing I can advise you, use condom. Me, I have no problem. I have my son. Even if I decide to use family planning, it's my life. Because I have already given birth. But to someone who has not, please resist. Use condom. Carry your own. It's not the duty only for the man to have condom, but you can also carry yours in case of anything. I hope this will help a certain girl somewhere. I wasn't talking to ladies, but if a lady can hear this and take it, it's okay. But I wanted to talk to those young girls who still don't know what life is. Those are the people I was really addressing. If you're a mother, you've watched this, kindly share it with your little girl. And where I am right now, I can't sit and advise a young girl. But let me use this platform to advise that young girl. I was also a girl back there. I had advices from my mother, from my sisters. Don't play with men, you will get pregnant. But who? I didn't even take them into consideration. I had the results. I don't want your daughter to go through the same. Please don't let your girls to go through the same. Sit down with your girl. Tell her, if you have sex, call it sex. Don't call it tabia mbaya. These kids know everything. I usually talk to my son. My son knows that playing with girls is bad at that young age. And he will tell you, mami alinikataza kucheza na wasichana. He knows. Sit down with your girl. Tell her, you're still young. Don't engage in sex. It can lead to pregnancy. You can get diseases and so many things. If you're not ready, if you're not mature enough, don't. Talk these things with your girls. If one will hear, it's okay. If they won't, it's okay. But life must go on. Thank you, Andrea, for giving me this platform to share my story, to share my experience. If you're watching, kindly subscribe. And if you feel touched and you would like to share your own story, you can hit the comment section and we'll get back to you. Thank you.